The Civil War, 4 years long, one countrywide, an estimated 2.75 million soldiers fought, 2 million from the north and 750,000 further south. About 620,000 men lost their lives, around 400,000 captured or missing, and 476,000 wounded. Economic differences, opposing views, and a deep feeling of unfairness led one United States of America to be anything but. Two political parties had an almost primordial disagreement with one another. This war had been building roots for years, and the formation of the Republican Party did not help. One particular Republican from Illinois, Abraham Lincoln, was elected in 1860 after Democrat Stephen Douglas. After being elected, Lincoln promised to end slavery. Lincoln started the war to stop the southern states from succeeding, but by that time the Confederacy already had their president Jefferson Davis, who used to serve in the House of Representatives.
You Yankees don't have the cotton, the spirit, or the war genius Robert E. Lee, now do you? We're fighting on our own land, and we're going to keep it.
Okay, but we have significantly larger population, a lot more railroad mileage, a lot more wheat, iron, merchant ships, and naval ships. All you have is your dumb redneck spirit, you call it. I don't even know, it's really absurd. You have one tooth still hanging in there, and you're just subpar. I don't have anything else.
But you don't have the redneck spirit or war genius Robert E. Lee, now do you?
You make those points already. I mean, like, we have a lot more manufacturing than you. You're gonna run out of stuff pretty soon. You're gonna need us.
You Northerners think you're all fancy with your fancy factories and everything like that, don't you?
Well, I mean,
the South is succeeding!
It wasn't only white soldiers fighting for the war. There was the 54th Massachusetts, an infantry made of free former slaves who fought for the Union. And that wasn't it either. There was also a group of women led by Clara Barton, and they helped with the Red Cross, a group of nurses who helped on both sides of the war. This was one of the first times a woman worked outside the home.
Oh, the real first battle was the one at Bull Run. People came out with picnic baskets and watched. Technically, the Southerners won, and it showed the war was starting up all right. I wonder what old Stonewall Jackson's up to. The man named after his refusal to yield to the Union Army.
forgot about the part, kind of like after all that, where, you know, those two ships collided, something like Monitor from the Union, like Merrimack from the Confederate, and it marked the end of, you know, the wooden warships. Kind of forgot that part there, buddy.
Alright, so wasn't there that one dude named George McClellan? He was the northern troop leader during the Battle of Antietam. The war could have ended if he had just destroyed the southern troops. But he didn't. And so then the war continued on for like 3 more years too long.
That's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, I hear in the December of 1862, the Battle of Fredericksburg was fought. Man, was that an epic battle. The Union forces attempted to smash Robert E. Lee's army.
It says here, like, on my study guide at least, wasn't that the guy from Regina that was a military genius or something like that?
No, he's my uncle.
I'm pretty sure it says here that Lee's the guy from the Confederate Army.
Anyways, a few interesting things happened during the Battle of Fredericksburg.
On this glorious day, January 1st, 1863, all slaves still in rebellion shall be free. We will call it the Emancipation Proclamation.
Can't. We don't have control over the South. Can't free the slaves out there. Doesn't apply.
Is there any good news, at least?
Not really. We got reports back, you know, from the generals. They said right here, Grant sieged Vicksburg because he really wanted that land, and the Union lost the battle of Chancellorsville because the Confederates overwhelmed us.
What will the country say?
Just one moment. Who's Grant? Who's
Oh,
Grant?
Ulysses S. Grant. He's the leader of the Union troops. Captured 2 of our strongholds, Fort Henry, Fort Donelson.
Thought that was Sherman.
Nope. Lincoln Sherman's the guy that took over the Union armies in the West, right here outlined in these documents I have to write. After that, Grant pretty much lost it and fought and destroyed everything in his path. Pretty much a total war. It's kind of bad.
Total war?
Yeah. Now, get lost because I kind of have to, finish writing this. Yeah, bye.
Soon after, Lee led the troops in the north to fight in Pennsylvania, in a little town called Gettysburg. It started a small fight when Southern troops were looking for shoes. It turned into the biggest battle of the war, lasting 3 days. Around November 24th, the Chattanooga campaign begun, as the Battle of Chattanooga, or Lookout Mountain, was fought as a part of it. It was pretty much considered the Union assaulting the Confederate troops.
Go down!
And of course, they won.
Selfie.
That selfie was captioned, "They fell for it." You can imagine the Union didn't stop there.
Yeet! Alright, got a plan. It's called the Anaconda Plan.
The Anaconda Plan?
Listen, it's a 2-part plan.
2-part plan?
Yes, shut up. Anyways, so what we're gonna do? Alright, you listening?
No.
That's gonna get you fired. Anyways, we block the southern ports here. You take
Here?
control. Yeah, no, down here.
Down here.
Yes,
okay.
you take control of the Mississippi. Yep.
This is
No, this area. This area.
this area
Yes,
over here.
that's Mississippi. Take control of it, splitting up the Confederacy into 2. Yeah. Big stuff happening. And listen. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening to what I'm putting down?
A little bit.
Anyways, after that, we cut off all supplies to Atlanta, because it's a major part of the Southern transportation system. We burn Atlanta and follow Sherman to march to the sea.
Beautiful.
Thanks, I tried. Come on, man, you're wrinkling the plan.
The 2 armies ended up battling on Kennesaw Mountain on June 27th. The Union defeated the Confederates, and it halted Sherman's march to the sea. Lee surrendered soon after in the Appomattox.
All right. I surrender.
This glorious day of April 9th, we won the war. Now what?
Maybe we should give the slaves back to the South.
That's a horrible idea. You should feel bad. Bad. Feel bad.
We should start radical reconstruction where we rebuild the whole country and give rights to the slaves and the people who ended up being bad.
I am John Wilkes Booth. And other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Now, I may be in our very southern man from Tennessee, but I'm fit to run this country. I am Andrew Dotson, and I will be taking over president after Lincoln's death. This whole Reconstruction period sounds all good. Let's punish the Southerners more, because I can.
th Amendment, no slavery.
14th Amendment, citizenship for all people of color.
15th Amendment, voting for all races.
They even created the Free Man's Borough to help blacks cope with new free life.
There were some who wanted to take revenge on the blacks for being free, and the black codes were created.
Blacks ended up not being paid as much as their white co-workers. You could only vote by passing a literacy test or if their grandfather could vote.
Also, education wasn't so easily offered, so passing a literacy test was highly unfair.
Due to this, many blacks couldn't afford to start a new life. Ironically, many had to go back to their former slave owners and start sharecropping the land for a too small amount of money.
It's been 150 years since the war, but racism is still alive today. Studying the past can fix our future, and we can follow Lincoln's words, and we can all stand together, equally. Action.
The real first battle of the war was won at Bull Run.
Action.
The real first battle was the one at Bull Run. People came out with picnic baskets. Megan?
It's Asian population right there. And right there.
What would the country say?
That's too early. Now we gotta redo that. No. This day of April 9th. Sorry, shaking hands. Won the war. Now what?
Maybe we should give the slaves back to the South.
That's a horrible idea, and you should feel bad. Stop laughing. This is very serious. Take that off. More construction period thing seems like a cool idea. Is it recording?
Oh, it's not. I'm just focusing on you. Trying to see what angles look good. Dun, dun, dun. Dance, Megan. Dance. Do 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 potato banana nana.
With the shirt thing. You ain't fit to run this country. Liberal trash. I wish Bush was still in office. He'd be running it fine. Yeah. With your bushy mustache and your eye. I'm gonna poke it. Oh yeah, man, Lincoln. That's all I got.
I recorded that too, by the way.
You should email that to me too.
I will. Yeah, I'm still filming, by the way.
I don't care.
I don't care. What was the? I don't care what you think
That's
is
all I'm
wrong.
my friend.
I know.
Is this still recording?
Yeah. Okay, we can start now. Action.
I may be a very southern man from Tennessee, but I'm fit to run this country after Lincoln's death.
And who are you?
I am Andrew Jackson, and
Johnson, actually. Go home, you're drunk.
I said it wrong. Might be. Should probably redo that.
Yeah.